Today I'm going to show you how to solve order of operation problems. The formula to solve these problems are PEMDAS, or you could remember it as Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. The first step when solving an order of operations problem is to look if the problem has any parentheses. If it does, you solve whatever in the parentheses first. Next, you look if it has any exponents. If it does, solve those next. Then, if it has either multiplication or division, solve them. Whichever comes first in the problem, solve that one first. Next is addition or subtraction. Whichever comes first in the problem, solve that one first and then the next one after that. Going back to PEMDAS, we know that we have to solve parentheses first if there are any in the problem. So 5 times 3 is 15. And then 15 times 15 is 225. So your answer is 225. I personally like to underline each step because I think it's easier to see and it makes sure that you're doing the steps correctly. Let's try another problem. So parentheses first, so 4 times 3 is 12. You bring everything else down. Now, usually parentheses means to multiply, so since there's no symbol here, we just add a multiplication sign. Minus 1. So the next thing we do according to PEMDAS is exponents, but exponents aren't in this problem, so we just skip over that. So the next step is multiplication. So it will equal 72. Then the next step is division, and there's no division in this problem. So then we go to adding. So 72 plus 4 is 76. And then the last step, 76 minus 1 is 75. So our answer is 75. Here's another example. So we start off with parentheses first, so that will be 8, and then we bring everything else down. The next thing that we have to do is the exponent. So 6 divided by 3 plus 8 times 8 is 64. And then the next thing we do is multiplication, but it's not in this problem. So we go down to division. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then the last step, 64 these first, so that will be 8, and then we bring everything else down. The next thing that we have to do is the exponent. So 6 divided by 3 plus 8 times 8 is 64. And then the next thing we do is multiplication, but it's not in this problem. So we go down to division. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then the last step, 64 plus 2, and then your answer is 66. As you can see, I've already solved the next two problems. So for number 4, since there's no parentheses, I didn't do that step, and there's also no exponents. But there is multiplication, so I did that. So it's 5 minus 6 divided by 2. And then I did 6 divided by 2. And that left me with 5 minus 3. And then the answer is 2. For number 5, there are parentheses. So I did 6 plus 3 first. And then I got 3 times 9 plus 5 minus 3 in parentheses. Then I solved the parentheses. And then I got 3 times 9 plus 2, and then I did 3 times 9, and I got 27, then I added 2, so then I got 29. For the next problem, there are these things that are called brackets. So brackets are kind of like parentheses, except you're supposed to do the parentheses first, and if there are any more numbers left in the brackets, then you solve those after you solve the parentheses. So first I have to do 6 plus 3, so it will be 2, and then you bring the bracket down. 6 plus 3 is 9 minus 2, and then you bring the other side of the bracket down. So I have to solve whatever's in the brackets after I did the parentheses. So I'm left with 2 times 7. And then the answer is 14. Here are some problems for you to solve. Pause the video to solve them, then unpause it to get the answers. For this problem, you have to first solve what's in the parentheses, so you get 7, and then you have to solve what's in the brackets, so then you're left with 2 times 6, which is 12. Then for this problem, again you solve what's in the parentheses first, and then you get 7, then you multiply 2 times 7, and you get 14, and then you're left with 14 minus 9, and then you get 5. For this problem, since it doesn't have any parentheses or exponents, you skip that, and it also doesn't have multiplication, so you go to division. So you get 6 plus 3, and then your answer is 9. As easy as this problem looks, people tend to get the answer wrong because they add 6 plus 9 first instead of dividing 9 by 3. Always remember to follow your order of operations, and then you should be fine.